Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Laststandgamers, and welcome. So you guys wanted to have a look at another station, so I thought I'd go to the master of stations himself, Mr. Eric's, and this is the Fenji Daily Trade Station. This looks like it's something out of a sci-fi movie. It's just so detailed, there's so many aspects of it to explore, but we'll start from the right, work our way along to the left, and then we'll go inside and have a look at the exterior. So first off, over on this side we have this really nice communications array, and we secretly know it's just a mixture of cut down wheels and some of these extra pillars, but the detailing of it just looks spectacular. It just adds that sci-fi feel to it, and as they're tucked around the corner here, if we just turn the light on, they're tucked within the actual armour itself, as well as catwalks adding that bit of detailing in, as well as this lovely bit of trellis support underneath there as well. Just reminds me and just feels like something you'd see out in a sci-fi universe. So as we come into this section, we have a pad on either side. So we've got one trade pad there, one trade pad on the other, and connectors so you can dock up, offload your supplies, and barter with other players. Now we get on to the rather fascinating area. These are these giant solar wheels. So of course, if you have any issues with rotors, I would not bring these into the world. Knowing my luck, these would snap off and whip one of my ships in half, because you just see the amount of rotors that are actually used to create this perfect circular shape. And each one of these solar panels is then hooked up on top of that, and yes, it is producing energy as you go. So you could rotate this station into a position where all the solar panels are receiving as much light as possible. Now as we come down into the centre, we have 3 pads staggered at different levels, and if you are a big fan of symmetry, then you're not going to be too happy here, because this is an unsymmetrical sort of area in the centre. But just look at the detailing on each one of these glass rooms. Each one has a really nice sort of detailing sort of shape to it. You can see the sort of seats in there already. When we go and explore there's another bar that's going to be particularly interesting to have a look around. So below here we've also got this large industrial area. Use some of these interior sort of thrusters, well they're not interior thrusters, they're atmospheric thrusters, to act as fans for one of these sort of processing refinery systems. It just looks so nice, so much detail, and each one of these segments has just layers and layers of thought going onto it. Of course this does use the LCD mod that I'm not running on this server at the moment, so if you wanted a bit more detail, all these LCDs would be lit up with that particular mod. So as we come over here, you can see we've got even more of them modules. I see a lot of people using the modules now as detailing for the ships and stations, and it is a great way of doing it. Even if they are off, it just creates so much more of a depth element to the design itself. And you can notice how that whole area then transforms into this X that has this under support beam that then goes throughout the whole of the ship. You just imagine maintenance droids running underneath with different supplies from the trade ships. So as we come out, before we look inside, we'll look at this particular area. This is what got really exciting for me. I just love the look of this hydrogen sort of offloading system. So I guess this is a way of recharging your smaller hydrogen ship, or maybe if your ship comes to the station and it's running low on hydrogen, you can quickly dock here, top yourself up, and go back to your main ship. Now on this side we've got much larger solar panels that of course can be tilted in a variety of different directions for maximum sort of solar power, and then towards this side we have the supply pod. Now what I quite like about the idea of this is it's so separated from the center of the ship, so if there is any sort of attack or someone trying to take any supplies out of this place, that they'll target this area and not the middle of the station. And of course I can imagine this being severed off by pirates and them trying to escape with all of the pods. I think there is a total of 12 pods. So there's 12 of these large cargo containers, as well as this communication array on this side. Just so much detail, and it looks lovely. Anyway, let's dip inside and see what's going on in there. So if we land ourselves in our ship on our bottom pad, the first thing we are kind of met with is this little entranceway and this lower door. So of course we can access the door here. We can have the airlock open up. Just little details like a light flashing like that is super lovely. You can see that the airlock's probably balancing itself out inside as my astronaut waits there. We'll just push in through the door. You can see the airlock sealing up all of the other doors. Please mind the lack of oxygen behind these doors, so you don't want to go out here without any oxygen on, but we'll just move ourselves past them doors quickly as that outer airlock opens up, and you can see we once again met with this just amazing type sci-fi environment. You've got the oxygen generators on either side, you've got these various cargo containers, you've got statistics in the stocks, the trades and whatnot as you go through this. And then as we come into this section, something I've not really thought of doing is cutting down these particular sort of earth thrusters, or the standard atmospheric thrusters, and you could get with these really cool turbine blades in that particular setup. Very nice detailing. And you've of course got a ring around a planet that you want, and you've got the station sat there above it. So once again, a really nicely detailed interior, lots of different things going on here on various levels. So if we come off into these particular sections, we enter into the bar, for instance, really nicely laid out. We've got another bar in that section. I feel like these bar was used in his other station a few weeks back, and some of the components are quite nice when you see them pulled from one design to another. It has like a sense of, oh, what are these? What's going on here? We have ships for sale in this section. So we've got like a little, not car showroom, a ship showroom, so you could step aboard here, trade various materials to a ship. Oh yeah, there we go, the ship dealer. So there's so many different things going on these daily trade stations, not just trading resources. So we'll go up here. We have the traveler's shelter, where we've got different little cryopods up on this level, but we'll switch back to spectator in a second. But we're just entering into the bridge. So there's the main bridge of the actual station and the outpost. We'll just pop up here, and of course it's a nice observation area, lots of glass, things to do. You can see that we've got the small ship blocks laid out with various control panels, so you've got access to everything you need, and creates a bit more detail as well. We've also got the bridge is cryo bay up here, so it's nicely segregated into different areas where certain personnel shouldn't be heading. So of course underneath we have ourselves the little projector setup. That's what's projecting that above us. So you can see that, and that's what's keeping it rotated as well. So let's have a dip into a few of the other rooms where we can. So we've got the outcropping bridge here. That's just clearly an observation room. So if I just tuck in here, it just takes us back to that main corridor into the center. And then if I dip a little bit further down, you've got the travelers' quarters like we saw there before, as well as a med bay on that side. The bar's on that level. And then if we just quickly tuck over to this side, that was the main entranceway that we came through there. So you can see how the layout looks larger, but in fact it is quite compact. So if we just go down to the lower floor for a section, and you can see if we come out to this side, this is the opposite dock on the other side as well. Just so many nice little factors going on here. There's the ship showroom, and if we go up, what I kind of like about this as well is you can see all the areas of the actual station from outside. So if you were going to visit, you'd go, oh, I'm going to visit the ship showroom. You can actually go past it on the outside as well, and even send a drone in to recon what ships are available. So this is more of the trade area from what I believe. So in this section you've got the trading, you've got the trade room, so you can have various meetings with different people in here. You can see that the traders would be on one side, so you know there's no violence between you. I mean, if you all want to trade your gold or your other ores, your uranium, I mean, the last thing you want to do is have a big shootout in a station like this. So you'd of course need some turrets and different things about to stop any of that from happening. So you can see we've got the other trade rooms on that side as well. Really nice. Let's have a quick pop over to this area as a final sort of segment. So as we have a look here, I don't believe there's any access into the center of here. So you can see this is just on a road. I was hoping there was some way of walking over to the actual cargo pod on this side, but I don't believe there is. There's some maintenance areas in here, but there's nothing of that sort of stature. So we can't get through the center there and walk all the way out to that pylon. So you'd have to take a ship from the actual station to maintain either the solar panels or the car containers on the end. But a really nice build overall, and once again, check it out on the workshop for yourself and support these creators as they're creating some amazing designs out there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.